So this is UBL week 1, and I just realized I didn't do a team builder for it. I went to upload the video because I only do things day of because that's all I know how to do as I'm a procrastinator. And I realized I didn't do a team builder, so I'm going to quickly run over the team that I'm bringing this week versus my week 1 opponent, who is Irish Emerald and the Wexford Whaler. Wex? I'm not even going to try to say it. Because it's alliteration. God, that's toxic. So, yeah, this game is really difficult for me. I think that my matchup is awful, but I think the one saving grace of this is Blacephalon because he only has one check to it, and that is Scrafty. If he brings Scrafty, my Blacephalon has a really difficult time, but I built the team to pretty much pressure Scrafty. Once that thing is gone, my Blacephalon can win, and that's the end game that I'm going for. That is pretty much the only end game that I could go for in this game, in my opinion. I might have another way later on, but it's very difficult. Either way, they have Lando, Tapu Lele, Tangrowth, Rotom. Basically what I'm expecting the first 5 and then a 6th to either be Qwilfish to be able to switch into my Galar Darm. I'm expecting potentially Steelix to be able to take a Grassy Glide from Rillaboom, like something along those lines, but I definitely think the first 5 plus a 6th. But I really think that it has to be Fizdef, Qwilfish, AV, or Spadef, Rest, Scrafty. I think it has to be Fizdef, Tangrowth. I think there's a lot of things that they have to bring versus me because of my first 3 picks. So let's just go ahead and fly through this. We have Choice Scarf Blacephalon with the speed boosting Beast Boost because I need to be able to get the speed boost in order to be able to outspeed things like the Drifblim in terrain if they go for that route. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Next up we have Spadef Stack Attacker. This is my only Lele switch in, which means that they're forced to hit Focus Blast, which, let's be realistic, is Focus Blast. They're not going to. But I do think that this is one of my best and only checks to Tapu Lele. That is probably my biggest thing I dislike about my dark type, is that my dark type is quad weak to fairy, whereas if it was neutral to fairy, like being a poison type or something along those lines, I might be able to take it a little bit better. Either way, next up we have Choice Band and Darmanitan. This thing 2-shots the entirety of the entire team. Even things like Scrafty after Intimidate can't take 2 crashes. Qwilfish after an Intimidate takes like about 40% after rocks from Icicle Crash, so it can only do it once, which is really good. And then yeah, very good. Next up, we have very Spadef Lantern. This is going to be my switch into Rotom Heat every single time because it stops the Volt Switch, allows me to gain momentum with Volt Switch, Scald, and Ice Beam itself. I don't think that they will ever go into Lando on my Lantern, primarily because I could just click Scald on the Rotom Heat. But what I am expecting them to go into Tangrowth. And the main way I want to try to gain momentum is them going into Tangrowth. On my Lantern, I drop in my Galar Darm, I click Icicle Crash, and I break for my Blacephalon to sweep. That's kind of the mindset with mainly this set. I also have Soak, because if I'm able to soak the Tangrowth whenever it comes in, what I can do is I can click Volt Switch. It'll have non-stab grass moves, and then I can go into something like my last mon and I could set up on it, which you'll see. Next up we have Banded Rillaboom, very standard spread, but I wanted to be able to have a way of picking off things like the Qwilfish. If it's faster, things like the Tapu Lele once I get rid of their terrain because I'm slower. Lando if it's set up, things of that nature. I want to be able to have priority. And the big one is a Barraskewda, because I don't really have the best switch-ins to Barraskewda, because like water plus poison jab plus close combat kind of sort of just nukes my entire team, is what it is. And then next up we have Tapu Fini with Draining Kiss, Iron Defense, Calm Mind, and Defog. This set was originally Xatu, which I wish I had kept Xatu on it, which you'll see in the battle, but I wish I'd kept Xatu on it because I would have been able to take off Defog, and what this set originally was Draining Kiss, Iron Defense, Calm Mind, and Stored Power. And then this set is phenomenal. I love this set in general, and I can't wait to use it more this season, but very good. Defensive Mon, I take 2 Earthquakes from non-banded Landorus, non-boosting item Landorus. I take 2 Poison Jabs from Qwilfish. I take 2 Psychics and Psyshocks from Lele, without their terrain, of course, because of my Misty Surge being slower. I take a Volt Switch into a Thunderbolt from Rotom. I take multiple Giga Drains from Tangrowth. Like, this set just, it can win on its own. And because if I had Stored Power, like, their team really doesn't like switching into Draining Kiss. The only things I would want to switch into Draining Kiss don't really like taking Stored Powers either. Primarily the the Tangrowth, the Qwilfish, and then the Rotom Heat. So yeah, that is the team that I'm bringing this week. Let's go ahead and hop right over into the battle. What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome to the UBL. I'm gonna start this off by saying I'm very sick. So if I'm not too loud or if I don't talk much, it's because I have a very sore throat. But we're going up against Irish Emerald. I should have said that in the team builder before this. Very scary first game. Very scary first game. If you did not watch the team builder, a quick rundown of everything I'm bringing. I'm bringing double banded monkeys. I'm bringing banded Rillaboom and banded Darm. I'm bringing Spadef Stacka. I'm bringing double dance Tapu Fini with Defog, choice scarfed clown thing, and then lantern. Just like a bulky pivot lantern. That's gonna be my Rotom check, because otherwise I get bodied by a Rotom. So but yeah, I'm super nervous for this because I need to win, honestly. First week, I feel like if you lose week one, the mindset going into the rest of the weeks is just less than ideal. So I also decided to move my face cam to the top left hand corner. Let me know if you guys like that more than it covering up the moves. Yeah, I figured it would also help me be able to see what I'm doing a little bit. I said good luck, have fun, and he said YouTube, bud. I feel like I should hack some for that. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut it until we get connected, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, finally connected. Let's I don't really know what I'm hoping not to see. Like, there's a lot that I'm hoping not to see. If I could not see Scrafty, that would be like the perfect situation, but I know for a fact I'm gonna see Scrafty. If I could not see like Lando, that'd also be great. What is the thing behind my face? A Drifblim. There is no Scrafty. Okay. There's a Tauros on my screen too. Okay. So with there being a Drifblim, I need to be smart, which is difficult for me to do. I need to keep my Stakataka alive, I think. Primarily for that. I'm gonna lead off with my Darm. Alright, I'm just gonna lead off with Darm. I don't see why not. Once I weaken the Rotom just a little bit, I'm gonna end up sweeping with Flamethrower is what I'm gonna go for. And then if they bring in Lele, like towards the end game, I'm immediately going to go into my Rillaboom, if I still have it alive, to try to keep the Misty Seed from popping on the thing. God. I can't even think. Finny also looks really good. Like, Finny looks really good. Okay, this is less than ideal, but it could be worse. I'm gonna go hard into my Rotom, or not my Rotom, my Lantern. I'm gonna go hard into my Lantern. I can soak up a Will-O-Wisp, I can stop the Volt Switch, I can eat up an Overheat, anything. For Protect. Oh hey, they learned from me. I think I'm gonna click Volt Switch here because I know I will be slower. It shows that they're not scarfed, which is really good. And if they go for an attack, I eat it up. If they go for a nasty plot, I'm going to not be in a rough spot, but I'll definitely be in less than an ideal situation. And I don't have Rock Slide on my Darmanitan because I figured that I wanted to have Ice Punch in case I like didn't need to click anything. There's no Tangrowth either, which is wild to me. Meaning that every time that I get my Rillaboom in, that's also really good. Maybe I should just click Scald. but I didn't want to allow T-spikes up from a potential qwilfish. Yep. I think they're going to go into qwilfish. Ooh. Excuse me. Is it weakness policy? No, it's citrus. I'm going to go into my Stacka here. And I think I'm going to Toxic this thing, because even if it's like Will-O-Wisp, Strength, Sap, Hex, whatever, I don't really care. I just want to get a Toxic off. I also want to get on my Stealth Rocks, so. And once this thing switches out once, it loses its boost, and I'm not really worried about it anymore because my Darmanitan will outspeed it. Also, do you like my Santa onesie? I really like my Santa onesie. Thank you for noticing. Let's just see how much damage this should be doing. Brother, if you are offensive, which I think you are judging by the Lantern Volt Switch, even at -1, this Gyro Ball does a crap ton of damage to you. Like, it does 58 to 69. I'm gonna get on my rocks next, I think. Or now that I have this thing poisoned, do I just, like... I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go back into my Lantern. Primarily because it will prevent the qwilfish from coming in. I can Volt Switch again. I'll have this thing back at neutral health. I can get on my rocks. I'll be in a good situation. Go for Shadow Ball. I should be able to tank this very easily. Not very easily. We're down to 146. Yeah, that's max offensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Volt Switch. Realistically, this is kind of what I was most worried about, which is hilarious to say. If I can get this thing in grassy terrain versus the Rotom, I could be in a really good spot. I'm going to go back into my Stacka, and I'm going to go for Gyro Ball, I think. No, I'm going to get on my rocks. I'm okay with playing this song and dance for a little bit. Because eventually they'll die to Toxic. Even if they like Strength Sap here, they're going to take so much damage later on. And I want my rocks up. Okay. Could be worse. Could be much worse. So right now I'm just calculating for Lele to see how much it does. If they go into Lele East, that's Lando, right? Yeah, okay. I think that I'm going to go into my... because Choice Banded Rillaboom versus a Rotom Heat. It's max HP. Woodhammer is doing 64 to 76. Goes for knock. Gets rid of my band, which, while less than ideal, it could be worse because at least now I can switch up moves. I know I'm faster than this thing. So, non-banded, I'm doing 50% to max HP. I think I'm just going to click... How much am I doing to Landorus? I know I outspeed this thing, so I'm sure it's pretty defensive. non-banded, I'm doing 60 to 71. Kind of just want to click knock and get rid of its lefties. That way if they go into... okay. You're just giving me health back at this point. I'm going to make the same play, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to click Woodhammer. And I'm just going to nuke this thing. They go into Rotom. Fine by me. Yep. 60%. Good damage. Expecting a U-turn. Yep. I think I got a little bit more out of that turn than they did. Because realistically, I don't need this thing healthy. I just need it alive, I think. I think. I'm going to go into my stack. It's Psychic Seed, which is kind of... no, it's lefties. Wait. Yeah, I'm just going to go into my stack. Sub. They have to hit a Focus Blast, brother. If they have the Double Dance set, even at +2, my Jar Ball is doing 92 to 111. They hit the Focus Blast, which is less than ideal, but it is what it is. So now I think what I'm going to do... how do I want to deal with this? Do I want to break its sub with this? Do I want to go into that? I kind of want to go into this and break this sub with Glide. I was almost Chopple on my stack up, but I needed the lefties for a couple of other calcs. I'm going to go for Glide. I'm going to break the sub, and then I think I'm just going to go into Darm, and I'm going to click a button. Psychic, that's cool. Okay. I'm actually going to make this play. And I'm going to click Overheat. Primarily because it is 75 to 89 to Lele. I live a Shadow Ball. I live a Psyshock. I live one hit of anything. They don't have Rock Sub, and if they go into their Ghost Immunity in the Tauros, I'm gonna nuke it. Okay. That's good damage for Darm. Going to this. Versus, what is this thing called? Rotom Heat. Let's see how much damage I'm doing. Overheat did about what it should for max HP. That means that my Darm's Icicle Crash, if I got rid of its boots with knock, I'd be in a better spot. But my Finny also looks really, really good. If I'm able to get up in Iron Defense and then a Calm Mind, I should be sitting pretty. Because even the qwilfish, I don't think can do a lot to me after a... Okay. I'm going to keep this thing around. Primarily because I need to. I might try to break a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get my +2 here. This way I can take an Earthquake a little bit better. There is no chance that I outspeed this thing, so I'm going to be taking 30% from an Earthquake if they go for it. If they go into Rotom, I do take a Thunderbolt. But I'm hoping it'll bait out a Thunderbolt, and then I can go hard into my Lantern and get it healed up a bit. I go for EQ. It's fine. Okay. Now I'm at +2. And I think I'm going to go for a Calm Mind here first, and then I'm going to Draining Kiss. That way, if they go for EQ, I'm going to be taking like 20% max, and then whatever they go into, I'll get the majority of it back with Draining Kiss. Yep, that's really good. So now I'm at +1/+1. Mono Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss is doing 25 to 29 to Lando. Should I get up to +2? Am I getting greedy if I get up to +2? No, because I'm going to be recovering back far more than I'll be losing. Actually, I'm just going to go for Draining Kiss. I'm going to get some health back. So I'm going to two-shot this thing, and I'm going to be gaining back 20 to 24% depending on how much they do to me. Meaning I should be getting back approximately 50% of my health, putting me in range of taking a hit from the Rotom. $64 to $28. Good. Demoglios. Do I go back up above 64? Barely. I will be able to take a Thunderbolt, though. I'm going to go for Kiss. I take any hit from leftovers, Lele. Especially if it's a Psyshock, then I definitely do. buffers. Okay. How much is Poison Jab doing? Poison Jab is doing 23%. I'm not going to be able to beat this thing 1v1 unless I go to +4. And even then, I'm risking the poison, and I don't think it's worth it. I think just going for Draining Kisses to weaken this thing is kind of the play. Okay. I actually live a Poison Jab. From +2, unless it's... Let's see. I'm gonna go for another Draining Kiss. Does 47 to 57. Yep. Nice. You got the poison, less than ideal. But how do I want to play this? I do think I have ways of beating this. Not this specifically. I'm mainly worried about their Tauros. I'm going to sack this off, and then I'm going to go into my Darm. And I'm going to click Earthquake. Because I either kill this or they go into Rotom. And this gets off my screen. And then this can actually help with Shadow Ball sweeping. They go into Rotom, I can go into my my Lantern, and I can try to live a hit. I know I live a an Overheat. And then I know I outspeed this thing. I know it could have Aqua Jet, but I live a +2 Aqua Jet. Yeah, dude, it does 58%. In fact, I'm gonna go for Crash. Because Ice Skull Crash is doing 70 to 82. Goes for Protect. That's okay. I 2-hit KO Rotom with Crash. If this thing switches out, I will kill it whenever it comes back in with Crash. They go into it's Protect, SD, Poison Jab, Aqua Jet, I think. It might be Liquidation, I'm not sure. They go into Lele. I might click Crash and risk the speed tie. At this point, this thing does just pick up a kill. I hit. I didn't kill. Wow. Do I live this Poison Jab? I do. Nice. I guess this is where we find out if it's Jet or not, right? Yeah, it is Jet. Okay, but I have this thing weakened enough to where my Blacephalon can come in and click Flamethrower and hopefully start to go to town. Versus Rotom Heat. Can't believe that didn't kill, man. I need to click Flamethrower. Unfortunately. Does it kill? It's at +2 with Aqua Jet. I'm an idiot. I don't think I can win this. I'm gonna lose to a Qwilfish, man. I'm just gonna do this. I can't live a +2 Aqua Jet from this thing. That was a great bring. Yeah, I can't live an Aqua Jet from this thing, unfortunately. That was a really good bring. Maybe this can live a Poison Jab. Doubt it, though. Yeah, no shot. Unfortunate, man. What could I have done differently? I don't know. I don't feel good. I don't feel like thinking about what I could have done differently. What could I have done differently in prep? It's funny, he had so many threats versus me that this was literally the last threat that I was worried about. Oh well, GG's, man. What can you do? We're taking a pretty big 4-0 loss week 1. Yeah, what can you do? I almost packed stored power on my Finny over defog, but I took off Zatu last minute. GG's to Irish, man. GG's. I don't really have much else to say. GG's to him. So many freaking threats. But what can you do? GG's to him. Hopefully he does well the rest of the season. Last time we played, it was the complete opposite of this. So it's nice to know that we're now even. Yeah, GG's to him. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.